It happened in silence. No warning, no time to react. Just no answers. Now, holding its breath. Something is building, and it might shake more than just one border when it breaks. To understand, we must go back to what happened just days ago on a civilian runway. The spark that lit the fire came from a runway, a civilian airplane, reportedly carrying Hajj pilgrims for departure. Dozens of passengers, pilgrims, were killed in seconds. The attack shocked the region as the plane was unarmed, unprotected, and completely non-military. Israel for the strike, accusing it of deliberately targeting innocent civilians. Images from the scene, debris scattered across the tarmac, spread rapidly across Yemeni media, fueling anger and sorrow. Crowds gathered in Sana'a, justice. Religious leaders described the strike as an attack. The victims were simply trying to complete a holy journey. International observers have not yet confirmed, but within Yemen, there is no doubt. And promised a significant response. Their statement warned that the skies over the Middle East would soon change. What followed was not just anger, a promise of fire. The HOUTHlS didn't just release a statement. They began preparing for battle. The group announced a large-scale ballistic missile attack aimed at Israel. Within days, satellite images and leaked videos showed rows of missile launchers and transport vehicles moving. This was not a show of force. It was a real build. Intelligence reports from the region confirmed dozens simultaneously. Analysts say this is the most significant deployment of missile infrastructure the HOUTHlS have ever. Each launcher appears equipped with guidance systems, likely designed to improve range and accuracy. More importantly, this isn't a random. The HOUTHlS are coordinating their efforts, aiming for a high-impact surprise assault. That these preparations indicate a timed strike involving dozens, perhaps hundreds, of missiles. Their goal was to break through Israel's defenses using numbers and speed. Significant shift in HOUTHlS tactics. Rather than rely on limiting far more strategic, possibly with outside help. Experts believe this is not only about revenge, it's a chance for the HOUTHlS to prove they can operate like a... But it's not just the weapons. The HOUTHlS are not planning a normal attack. They aim to overwhelm. The tactic is known as a saturation attack, firing a massive wave of missiles and drones all at once to flood them. This strategy is built around timing and volume. The HOUTHlS want to launch hundreds within minutes. The goal is to overload systems like Iron Dome, which are designed to intercept threats but have a limited number of interceptors ready per minute. If enough project through. Iran has used this method before. Now the HOUTHlS analysts believe they've learned from past conflicts, combining short-range rockets with kamikaze drones, and together, these attacks could punch through even the most advanced defense layers. The number of weapons and the coordination behind them. And decoy drones may all be part of the assault. But to paralyze. Israel isn't taking any chances. They're moving fast, is taking the threat seriously, and it's acting fast. The government has raised the in southern regions like the Negev, Beersheba, and Ashdod, where missile strikes are most likely. They moved its Iron Dome, David Sling, and Arrow systems closer to key southern areas. Country's air defense, and now they are being positioned to face a new kind of threat. One that comes but from the south. Israeli military leaders know that even the best technology can be overwhelmed if they. United States for urgent assistance. Tel Aviv has recording tools and additional interceptors to strengthen its shield. Reports suggest that U.S. bases in the region are already increasing coordination, with satellite systems and air defense units placed on high alert. The fast movement of defense assets shows how close this situation is. But behind this growing is at play. This isn't just a local fight, it's part of a bigger strategy. Behind the support from major powers like Iran, Russia, and China. Iran is believed to be the main technology, navigation tools, and training. Intel aimed at Israel were not built in Yemen but supplied or upgraded by Iran. Warn this level of coordination suggests Iran's direct involvement, not just in ideology, but Iran is not alone. Leaked reports suggest that Russia, likely through intelligence sharing or experience gained from its operation, while China's role appears quieter but no less dangerous, such as components for drones or satellite navigation, can easily be. Some of that tech is now believed to be in Houthi hands. These links suggest a proxy war is unfolding. But the tools, and perhaps the strategy, come from far beyond Yemen. If even a small part of this plan works forever. If this missile strike breaks through, Israel could experienced. Military analysts warn that the HOUTHlS planned attack, supported by foreign technology and strategy, could overwhelm. If just a fraction of the missiles and drones get through, they might hit key sites like air bases, civilian airports, high-tech zones, and even military. These aren't symbolic targets but vital to Israel's national power and security. Maybe the first time Israel is truly vulnerable from the south. Or Lebanon. But the Yemen front introduced new flight paths and long changes the whole defense game. While Israel's Iron Dome and Arrow systems have stopped many attacks from the HOUTHlS, fueled by Iranian and possibly Russian support, could push them past their limits. Damage. A successful strike could shake public confidence, disrupt gaps in Israel's defense network. And in a region this don't go unnoticed. And the question now. Israel's next move may be direct airstrikes on Yemen, opening a third front in an already stretched conflict, and Hezbollah in Lebanon still active. Launching attacks on Yemen would mean dividing Israeli military. That's a significant risk. Senior Israeli officials are debating this option. Commanders who demand a strong response. Targeting, but it could trigger a wider war. Yemen is far from Israel, and launching operations there will require long-range planning support, possibly from the U.S. Even so, some experts believe it's the only way to stop the threat at its source. To act with caution. American leaders worry that striking Yemen too aggressively might draw in Iran more directly. Still, HOUTHlS launchers. For Israel, it's a delicate balance. Respond too late and risk too soon and risk starting a war on too many fronts. But this might not be just Israel's war. What began as a single strike may now become part of a much larger strategy. HOUTHlS and Israel, global power blocks are shaping it. Behind the scenes, the Iran-Russia-China axis appears Each member of this bloc plays a different role. Iran supplies missiles, guidance systems, and training. Russia is Syria. And China may be offering commercial technologies that can be turned into missile or drone. Triangle of support allows smaller proxy forces like the HOUTHlS to fight on a scale once unthinkable for Israel, but to stretch U.S. resources thin, challenge Western Middle East. The strategy isn't new, but the stakes are much higher this time. Now, the threat could easily expand beyond spreads to Egypt, Jordan, or the Gulf states. It could disrupt oil flows, spark food shortages. The United Nations has already called for urgent talks, most dangerous moment in 20 years. And somehow, it all started with a single explosion. Strike on a civilian plane, but it has grown into something far more dangerous. The HOUTHlS and Israel is bracing for a worst-case scenario. Behind the scenes, turning a local crisis into a test of strength between East and West. If succeeds, it could reshape the region's security map and trigger a wider war. For now, the world watches and waits. Come, but how big it will be and how far the consequences will reach wraps up what Navy Secret has to share with you today, bringing you the most authentic, up-to-date insights from military strategists and political researchers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget your support is what drives us to create even more high-quality, in-depth content. And stay tuned for our next video. See you then.